something you don't know about me, right? So when we first bought our home in 1996, most people go out and buy furniture. They build a new deck, or they have the floors refinished. Not us. Nope. We went to, literally had just moved in, and then we went to a place called Yankee Golden Retriever Rescue, which is up in New Hampshire. And we went through an adoption process. And when I tell you, we had a home visit. We had somebody come to our home and visit us and inspect our fence and make sure that we were appropriate homeowners. And I remember, I'm just remembering that moment because we had like the wood stove going, and I remember having like this Martha Stewart pot of like oranges and cranberries simmering on the stove, like anything to make us more adoptable worthy. And we were gifted a female golden retriever, and her name was Kaylee. And well, we named her Kaylee, and she moved right in. She moved in and she took over. And she had a tennis ball, and she was obsessed. She was one of those dogs. And if you've been with a golden retriever who's obsessed with a tennis ball, that tennis ball is above all else. And this morning, Kaylee came to me, and she was holding her tennis ball in her mouth. And I was like, oh, there you are. And I always just am so grateful for those visits. And I remember, and then right after Kaylee visited me, I was shown to go live and that I would be in my car. So I just finished up all my shopping, and I've just parked, and I'm like, okay, I guess it's time to go on and do this. And when Kaylee came, I went like, okay, Kaylee's here. And then I was shown to go live. So we're talking about animals today. And if you have ever been owned, cat, dog, or these days, stray kittens or squirrels, which tend to be my new pets. We've had several dogs, but right now we're down to squirrels and stray kittens. I have stray kittens that come through, and they know to come here because they know they'll be treated well. But I wanted to share. That was what I wanted to share. So animals, right? Like there's this crazy. Oh, hi Afia. Hi Zena. There's this crazy thing with animals, and I'm trying to decide which way I want to go because I want to keep this short and sweet. So when I stepped onto my Reiki journey, because I went through Reiki, I'm a Reiki master. And when I went through that training, one of the first things I did, I had an elderly dog at the time, and I went to my vet. I walked into my vet one day, and I handed her my card, which was like my photography card. My photography business was named Framing Views. And I handed her my card, and I said, I'm available to help out with, any animals, or if you have, post-surgical, or, I was trying to just explain the benefits to it, and thought for sure she would just send me on my way. And she took a couple of my cards and put them in the drawer, and people started calling. And I was like, what is happening? And then I was like, okay, so this is where I have to start, because I need to start figuring out my path. So people, the vet would call me. We would have in-depth conversations about a situation. Hi, Rosa. Talking about dogs. Sorry, Rose is here. Rose is in toddlerhood with dogs. So it's so good that you came on. Perfectly timed. So the vet and I would talk about situations, and what happened was, I would go to people's houses and thinking I was going to go, and what I thought was I was going to go to the clinic, and I would go in the back and do Reiki on animals that had just, coming out of surgery or recovering or still there or under stress or whatever. Oh, no. I was driving up to people's houses and knocking on their door. Hi, I'm the dog lady, and they would invite me into their homes or their cats. And I'm going to do this. Like, what's going to happen? And I had to lean into it. And I opened myself up, and I found that I needed to lean into it before I went to these people, into their homes. No money. This was never about money. I just went. This was all about service. And I would check in. I don't know I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to check in with an animal before I go to see them, but I would do that. Like, I would go into meditation, and I would find, a particular animal visit me, and then I would get there to see the animal and be like, oh my God, this is the animal that I saw. This is great. Like a white cat with brown spots, or doesn't matter. So I would do that. I would go into their house, and what would happen was I would be called by these animals, and the majority of the time, oh, it was hard. It was so hard. The majority of the time, there goes my throat. There'd be like an 18-year-old cat who was getting ready to leave. Or it would be ironically, a dog that had mouth cancer, which is how I lost one of mine. All kinds of situations. I had a particular dog that was terrified to go in the car with the owner, and had to learn how to sit and talk to people, and had to sit with them and convince them that I'm not insane and I'm here to help. And then speak, and because they didn't leave the room. It wasn't like I got left with the animal. Then I would be talking to the animal, and there were a lot of times I would call Archangel Michael in, like a blessing, knowing that they were going to the vet tomorrow to leave, and incorporating like a blessing for that animal with the owners. Like it was amazing. It was like, I didn't know that that's what I was being called to do. But that's what I was called to do. And I did it. And it's so funny because it's like I forgot that I used to do that. And I would have people, I would do like animal communication for a while. And it was such a beautiful thing to work with animals here and in the quantum. And a lot of times those animals would come back and visit. I would be like, oh my God, like in the middle of my sleep, I would be like, oh, what did I just do? I'm here. So, anyway, it's a lot. And I would bring crystals, and I had a dying cat lay down on top of my beautiful piece of pink mangano. And I knew that that's all I was there to do. But then I would turn and talk to the owners. So there was a lot of craziness going on. And I'm not a pet communicator, and I'm not a pet psychic. But when the work comes up and it needs to be like the information is needed, we show up, and we're able to do that. Rosa, if you're still here, I don't know if you are. I wonder if you have had an opportunity to connect with your boys. I'm just going to see if she has there. But, and then I was thinking when I saw Kaylee this morning, how removed I am from having a dog right now. And we lost our last dog. I don't even like to talk about it. We lost our last dog right at the beginning of 2020, May of 2020. And I just detached from all of that, all the animals. And that whole summer after I lost my dog, I had a squirrel. I had a squirrel come into my life. And I used to be with my beloved squirrel, and she would visit me in my dreams, and she would show that she was the one who dug up my one spaghetti summer squash that was growing, and I would go out in the morning and I'd find it with bites in it. It was just a crazy time. But don't discard our animals, right? So here's Kaylee. She's been gone. So my kids are in college, and she left when they were three or 4 years old, years, and 20 plus years ago. And there she was this morning visiting me with her ball, reminding me the ball, when you have a dog and they have a ball, and whatever their particular toy is, and that's what they choose to come through with. It's beautiful. And a reminder that there is no time. There is no, it's funny because I want to say there's no weight, like there's no heaviness in having lost them. And Kaylee coming through today to remind me that she's still with me is amazing, and I'm so grateful for that. So I want to keep this one short. I think I've gone so long already anyway. And all of you who have your dogs and your cats and your hamsters and your fish, talk to them. They understand. They know what's going on. And as they get older, they know they're getting older. It's just their bodies slowing down. It's not them. Their love doesn't slow down. Their adoration for you doesn't slow down. They may hurt a little bit. Their bodies may slow down and may not be able to jump up on the couch with you and cuddle with you. But that's what they want. And once they're gone, they're still going to be with you. So that's what I wanted to come on. And I'm thanking Kaylee. Thank you, Kaylee, for showing up today and getting me to talk. And I am doing exactly what I said I was going to do. Have an awesome Friday night, everybody.